Alright people, so I was requested to do a video on ISIS, um, and also the person wanted me to talk about how, ISIS is just going to be, how we fund them, and how it's just going to be used to create a new world order. I will get into all that. I got some articles printed off here. I'll start off with the first one. This one is from the Daily Beast. I'm not going to read it, but title is American allies are funding ISIS. I guess I'll read the subtitle here. The Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, ISIS, now threatening Baghdad, was funded for years by wealthy donors in Kuwait, Qatar, and Saudi Arabia, three U.S. allies that have dual agendas in the war on terror. No big deal, just America's allies funding, terrorist groups, no big deal there. And we got this one here from the Washington Times, titled Al-Nusra, I don't know how to pronounce it, makes gains in Syria with U.S. support. And take in mind, Al-Nusra, I was just reading on, it was some, actually I'll pull it up here. It was on my iPad here. Some Stanford.edu, and it said in 2013 tensions rose between al-Nusra and its parent organization AQI, which stands for Al-Qaeda in Iraq, when Baghdad unilaterally proclaimed that the two organizations have been merged to create ISIS. So there you go, publicly. Let's see if it focuses in there. It says, this is from there's a title of the page there from Stanford's own website, saying not admitting, but saying U.S. funds ISIS. They funded ISIS, and then we'll go. So yeah, it's basically ISIS is basically, by the way, just Al-Qaeda, renamed. ISIS is basically Al-Qaeda in Iraq. They basically, broke off from, Al-Qaeda. They say Al-Qaeda doesn't approve of them. They say they're more extreme than Al-Qaeda, which may be true, but it's basically Al-Qaeda, people. Alright, they just gave it a new name and say it's ISIS to make it seem like it's this big deal, to hype it up. It's ISIS now, it's not Al-Qaeda, it's ISIS, So, last article here, I'll throw those two to the side. U.S., this is from Fox News, U.S. made Stinger missiles may have likely fallen into ISIS hands, officials say, right there. U.S. officials with access to the latest U.S. intel on Iraq told Fox News it appears likely that probable that U.S.-made Stinger missiles have fallen into the hands of Sunni insurgents. It is possible that ISIS fighters have acquired them from army bases that have taken over in recent days. So yeah, that's a real smart thing to do. Just leave your what's it called, Stinger missiles behind, which could, I'm pretty sure they can shoot down airplanes out of the sky. Just leave them behind when you're getting invaded. Yeah, and then it says here, the Stinger missile is a shoulder-fired surface-to-air weapon that is used against aircraft. And ISIS forces have advanced to Iraq, concerns have increased that more U.S.-made weaponry could fall into the hands of the radical group. Iraqi intelligence officials said ISIS fighters managed to take control of two big weapons depots late last week, holding some 400,000 items, including AK-47 rifles, rockets and rocket-propelled grenades, artillery shells, and mortars. A quarter of the stockpiles were quickly sent to Syria in order to help the group's comrades there, they said. Also last week, according to a report from the West Point Combating Terrorism Center, the ISIS now possesses scores of Iraqi military equipment originally provided by the United States from Humvees and cargo vehicles to small arms. So there you go, people. Thanks to the United States, Al-Qaeda now has Stinger missiles which can shoot down airplanes. Great job, America. Great job fighting these terrorists. You know, phenomenal job. You know, and again, I made a video a few months back titled, I think it was Another War in Iraq, proving using mainstream media articles that we fund Al-Qaeda. There was I remember the article from Bloomberg titled Al-Qaeda found with U.S., you know, or it was like U.S., or I don't know what it was specifically, but it's like Al-Qaeda people found with U.S. backed contracts or something like that. You know, it's, and you know, so basically what they do, they fund the terrorist groups. They publicly funded Al-Qaeda in the 1980s to fight the Soviets, which started them up, gave them like something crazy like $3 billion to fight to fight Soviet Russia, and then you know that's how they got their starting, and now to this day they continue to fund them publicly through, you know, this mainstream media reports. Yes, we fund Al Qaeda, and then so we create an enemy. All right, we create an enemy, and then we fight against them, and then you know they'll stage an event like 9/11 and say, oh, Al Qaeda did it. You know, we gotta watch out for Al Qaeda now. And then they'll say, oh, we gotta put, you know, everybody could be Al Qaeda, everybody could be, you know, a terrorist. You know, we gotta put our hands down your pants. We gotta, you know, see everything you're saying, check your phone calls, check your emails, take total control of your lives. To make sure you're not Al Qaeda. And everybody, when the event happens, everybody's traumatized. Oh my God, they blew up the Trade Center, they blew up the Pentagon, you know. And I'm doing an active 9/11 investigation right now. If you want to check out those videos, you know, I post them every day through the month of September. So they make a big event. Everybody's traumatized. And then, you know, people are like, yes, do whatever you want to us, government. We'll just lay down and let your tyranny, you know, go so, you know, we can feel protected. And it was, I believe Benjamin Franklin said, or was it Jefferson or Franklin said, do not give up your liberties for, somebody famous said, don't give up your liberties for security, because you will get neither, or something like that. And that's true. You know, just because somebody does something bad does not mean we get our liberties taken away. And how does this tie into the New World Order? Well, the New World Order, you know, they're going to create all these, you know, terrorist activities or whatever. All these bad things are going to happen. And they're going to say, oh, we need to take your liberties. We need to take, you know, your civil liberties. You know, we gotta monitor your phone calls. We gotta take total control of your lives to keep all of you safe. They basically create this big government aid, you know, this big government who controls all of your lives, tells you what you can and cannot do, pretty much, just for your safety, you know. And then the New World Order, it's not gonna do, you know, they're looking for a one world government, you know, that they create. What's the famous thing? They create order out of chaos. They create chaos. They stage something, and then they come up with a resolution. They create order out of chaos. And they don't do it fast. You know, they're slowly building up to a tyranny, and the tyranny is, you know, it's almost there. You know, they're slowly building up to acclimate the public. You know, you don't want to do it really fast. You want to do it in slow spurts to acclimate the public to the tyranny. And you want to create, and they create events. You know, they fund ISIS. You know, and there's many people of the New World Order. The New World Order is basically the people who want to create a one world government and have, you know, depopulate the country, you know, and be in power. You know, even Henry Kissinger admits there's a New World Order. He admitted it on like it was like CNN, I believe, where he said Obama could use this economic crisis to create a new world order. So many people have publicly talked about the new world order. Many people for a one world government and depopulating the country. So, ISIS plays in though with one of the plans there. Basically, saying, yeah, you got this terrorist group, they're so dangerous, we have to invade, we have to attack. And they're warning, they could attack in the U.S. And, they shouldn't be able to attack in the U.S. It's not like they're going to do like this big invasion or anything. But, a terrorist attack, a staged terrorist event, I've said it in my past videos, I feel one is coming. And they're going to stage something, and then, I think something big is going to happen. Maybe not as big as 9/11, but something like the Boston bombing, or, other staged terror attacks. Not as big as 9/11, but somewhere like the Boston bombing or something. They're going to blame it on ISIS and say ISIS did it. We got to take your civil liberties. You got to listen to us now, and people are going to, they're like acclimating the public right now. They're making them afraid of ISIS. They're saying ISIS is, this big, terrorist group that could take over the U.S. They're hyping them up. Then I think they're gonna stage something. Then they're gonna, say like, oh, we gotta take your liberties now. We gotta, put fucking TSA people and have them stick your hands down your pants to make sure you don't have a bomb. Which goes against the Fourth Amendment. You gotta take away all your constitutional rights, declare martial law, just for your safety. They're gonna do that. They're gonna establish a tyranny. That's their plan, to establish the New World Order's plan, to establish a tyranny where they're in charge and where basically they're slaves. So there you go, people. There's my thoughts on ISIS. We don't need to go to war. Not another war, please. Not another war. We don't need another war. If everything was right, ISIS wouldn't be a threat because we fund them. They wouldn't be a threat. They wouldn't. ISIS, the threat is real. It's not like there's government agents, fighting with ISIS. It's not like there's government agents running ISIS. It's not like the military is part of ISIS. But we fund them. We help them, we support them, and we fund them. So there you go, people. I proved it many times. We fund Al-Qaeda, we fund terrorist groups, Al-Nusra, we fund them all. And that's just great. We're funding our enemies, so, and we always need an enemy, so they could take our liberties and our freedoms. So there you go, people. There's my video on the war and or the upcoming. They're already dropping airstrikes, already doing airstrikes, but that's my video there on probably the the next war there in Iraq. So there you go, people.